Hey guys, hey, I am back, Nightcop 34, and hey, I do apologize. I haven't been on here a while. I had some personal stuff I had going on, so I just couldn't get on, and I apologize for that, guys. I meant to get on. I can't even remember I think I was on Monday. Yeah, Monday, and my wife was off Tuesday, and I forgot about it being Tuesday, so I knew I couldn't get on Tuesday. But I did plan on getting on Wednesday, just had some personal stuff come up. Real life happened, but I am back, and we're going to finalize this thing today so I can go ahead and release version 2.4. And I'm wanting to do that and finish all this up today. So everybody should have version 2.4 by the end of the day. Now, no promises because of the way GE works, because of there are flukes in here. I think I'm done, and then I'm not done, and you know, it takes stuff away, it adds stuff, it puts stuff underground, so you just never know what's going to happen. So I am going to try to release version 2.4 today. But guys, in version 2.4, because of all the changes that I've made, I went into 2 of my save games with version 2.4. And both times, and even on live stream, you guys have seen it, all my trees are gone. So I don't know what that's about. I've done the, I've changed the GDS files into the new save game. I don't know why it's doing that. I can't pinpoint it. So you're gonna have to start a new game with version 2.4. Something else I'm wanting to do with version 2.4 before I release it is I'm gonna change the starting equipment. In other words, you're not going to have all that equipment that you've been starting with. I'm going to start it with just the bare necessities and then let everybody build from there. I think that's realistic. I think when you buy a farm in real life, or you're not going to start off with all this great equipment. Because here's what you got to realize. This whole game is about building your equipment up. Making enough money to buy that good harvester, or upgrade your harvester that you have now. Upgrade the truck, upgrade the tipper, make it a bigger tipper. That's what this whole game is about. And if you start off with all the top elite equipment, what's the reason to play the game? There's no reason to do it. So you've already won. So it's like, let's start off with the cheapest bare minimum stuff. And here's, hey Gary, how you doing, buddy? Man, I appreciate that, man, very much. Hey, if you're in the live stream, please chat. Please let me know you're here, where you're from. I can't harass you unless I know who you are, unless you start chatting. So please make sure you chat in the chat box and let me know who you are, what's your name, where you're from, that kind of stuff. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to the channel and hit the little bell button on the right-hand side, and that will give you alerts every time I go live. So you never know what I'm going to say. So yeah, please subscribe to the channel and like the video. It really helps other people find the video in the search engines. So the more likes, the easier it is to find. So that would be very, very helpful. But anyway, I'm trying to figure out what I want to start with, and this is what I think. I think I want to start with the Scorpion King. No, not the Scorpion King. That's a freaking movie. I mean, but of course, English is not my first language, so I get stuff mixed up. But anyway, wait a minute. Wasn't there something I was going to put here? I forgot what I was going to put. Oh, yeah, the pasta factory, but I'm going to do that in the next version. But I want to start off with the Scorpion. I'm going to put an auto-load log trailer in the zip file, one that I've been using. It's a great little, it auto-loads, so you don't have to pick up those logs one at a time, and I don't think anybody even does that anymore with all the auto-load trailers out there. So that's 2 things. I want to start with the tree planter. I want to start, and I believe that's going to be another zip file, because I have a mod for that, and I want everybody using that, because you get like 100 trees or 80 trees instead of just the 10 or whatever. I want to add the stump grinder. So as you can see here, we're going to start. The way I start my game is I always come over here, and I come right here to this first little row, and I start chopping down trees. Right here, that first tree next to the bakery, or not bakery, but the bread factory. And I do this row, and I do this row. Now I've got enough wood to bring over to here. So I put a lot of wood there, I put a lot of wood here, and it just starts making wood. And then I also take some wood and I bring it to the Kingsford factory, and I get the wood chips for the Kingsford factory right out of this spot right here in the pallet area. Right there is where I get the wood chips for the Kingsford factory. Now, of course, you're going to have to wait till you bring some board pallets over here to the pallet factory before you actually have these wood chips here. But you do have 100,000 liters of wood chips right in here at silo number 2. So you can grab those and fill up both of these with those wood chips, this one and this one. Now we have a third and a fourth board pallet factory, so you can even run some wood chips out here and run some wood out here and get these up and running. Or you can get this up running too. This is another pallet factory on the west end of the map. So that's the equipment I want to start with. I want to start with you got to have I'm going to start with that little green tipper. The little green one holds 21,000 liters, so you can transfer your wood chips from here to here. Every time that fills up here, you got to keep these factories running. So that's going to be one that I start off with. I'm going to start off with just a cheap, probably that. Let me look at the chat here, guys, real quick. Welcome back. What's up, man? Hey, Morpheus. Man, guys, I'm real sorry. I just had some personal stuff go on. My son got in a motorcycle accident. I told him not to buy that freaking motorcycle. Of course, they don't listen to me. I mean, I'm just, all the shit that I say is stuff. Oh, that was back then, Dad. Like people in the world has changed. I mean, their attitudes have changed, their behavior has changed, but people don't really change. I mean, I don't care if it's 1850. People are people. And they just think that I'm just this, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm stupid. So, but I told him not to buy the motorcycle. He bought the motorcycle, and so he got in a wreck. He broke his collarbone and scratches and scrapes all over his legs and all. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But that's why I was out. I had to run to the damn hospital because I'm thinking the worst. You know, when somebody calls you and say, hey, you know, your son was in a motorcycle accident. I've worked enough motorcycle accidents as a police officer, and none of them turned out very well. So, but anyway, I've been out for the last couple of days. I knew I wasn't going to come on Tuesday, but I didn't realize that until Tuesday. Oh yeah, today's Tuesday. My wife's off work. Well, I'm not going to get on here when my wife's off work. I'm going to spend time with my wife. So, Tuesday I knew wasn't going to happen, and this happened Wednesday. So, Wednesday, Thursday, I just been out, and I do apologize. I hadn't even been in front of the computer to even post something that says, hey, you know, I'm out right now. I did answer a couple of messages from people on my iPhone that they left on not the messenger, but my inbox for Nightcop 34 Designs. But anyway, I mean, motorcycle accident, that's what you get when you have stupidity. I mean, don't ride a motorcycle unless you know what you're doing. And you don't get on a motorcycle and show out, which is what he was doing. So, but anyway, okay, let me see you. Welcome back. Hey, you're back. Yeah, Jimmy, I am here, buddy. Hey, boss, I've watched the vids of your map. Very cool. James, I play it solo. But there's a mod called Course Play. It's called Course Play. Go get that mod, and it's like playing with 2 or 3 other people. And you can also hire workers. I do a lot of hiring workers. So, but the Course Play, you don't really pay them. You just pay them by the hour, and kind of more realistic that way. And you can have them take tippers from the field to back to a silo and dump it and come back, and you can, you know, have them run over and empty you can program it to run over and empty the harvester. I mean, whatever you need. I mean, that you can get them to do that. Can't wait for and all the new innovations. Vin, I'm gonna try to release version 2.4 today. That's what I'm gonna do, and that's what I'm discussing now is the starting equipment. And I'm not really open to a lot of suggestions about the starting equipment. I've done it other people's way. I've done it Maverick's way. Now I want to do it my way. I don't want to start off with a bunch of fancy ass equipment. That's unrealistic. It's not real. I don't like it. And I hate having to go in and start a new game and then go through and sell all that shit that I don't want and that I don't need. And 2 or 3, 4 or 5 other people has told me the same thing. They'd rather just start off with the bare minimum. And those of you who don't, again, let me explain the mission of this game. Your mission, the whole object of this game, is to get enough money to buy the top elite equipment. Once you've done that, now you're just doing the same thing over and over and over and over. You've already got the best harvester you can get. You've already got the best tractors and that's what you're working for. And trust me, when you're trying to harvest a field with some piece of shit harvester, oh my God, and you finally upgrade and you get that good harvester. I've been there, done that. Didn't have the money to buy the t-shirt because I spent it all on the freaking upgraded harvester. But no better feeling. Well, there's a lot of better feelings, but I mean, for the games we're speaking of. In the game, there's just no better feeling when you've been freaking harvesting this damn field, or you've been using this small little seeder, and now you've got the money to get a better harvester. And you're like, oh man, this is so much easier. And then you upgrade again, you know, in 7 or 8 game days. And you're like, oh, holy hell, this is even better. And I mean, that's the mission of this game. Oh, hell, you know what? I have forgotten all about switching this out. So we've got to do that today, too. See, that's what I'm saying. I said, don't hold me to I want to release version 2.4 today, but please don't hold me to that. I said that earlier because you just never know what's going to come up in Giants Editor. And you never know what I forgot, because I want to add all these new products to the logistics center, which shouldn't take that long. But anyway, let me go back to here. Yikes. Hey, Pat, can't wait for no. Okay, sorry. Oh, man, James, look, it's his stupidity, man. I'm just glad he's okay. That's all I was worried about, is if he's okay. So, but everything's hunky-dory, but I just want to let you know that's why I wasn't on Wednesday and I wasn't on Thursday. So shit happens, man. Shit happens. But like I always say, as long as our name's not in the obituaries, it's a great day, you know. I mean, we ain't got nothing to complain about. But see, here's what I wanted to do first, okay? Because Campbell Soups is done. We've completed that. Everything is done. I have not tested it yet, and that's what I will do. I will be going in to test the Campbell Soups, but everything looks good there. Also, everything is done at the Purina factory. And guys who wasn't here, I think it was Monday I was on. But what we did Monday is there was a building right here, and it didn't have this door on it. I put that door there. It was just a building there, not even being used. Nothing was done with it. It was just sitting there. And you remember we had the big canopy area here that had the 3 products right here. I just thought it would be a good idea. Now Jeff Cave, I think his name is. And I know his first name is Jeff, but I couldn't remember the last name, but it's Cave. He suggested that I use this for the chicken from the chicken factory. I mean the meat factory. So you're going to bring over the chickens. And I thought, hey, that's a great idea. But then I got into Giants Editor with this build, and I thought, wouldn't it be a good idea to have the other 3 products lined up here? So after a lot of work, I finally got this to fit. Because see, it's not pushing against that fence. There's a little gap there. So you can see the gap down here at the bottom. So there is a gap. It's not, and I got it to fit and I got it to work. And so now you'll just bring the products to here. Input here, input your steaks here. You're going to input your fish meal here, and you're going to input the eggs here. Now the chicken is for the puppy chow, which is right over here, or the Beneful. That's what it's for, the Beneful puppy food, because it's chicken flavored. And then your steak flavored, your beef, is for the dog chow. Your fish meal is for the cat food, which is right here. Oh no, not right there. It's right here. Let me kind of zoom in. It's Friskies, Purina Friskies, but it's fish. So that's for your fish meal. And then you've got eggs, because I think it was Gary or Andy or Paul or one of the regulars that looked it up and said, hey, there's eggs in all this food. So he went ahead and added the eggs. I've added milk. I've changed where you load the milk, because you remember it used to be right over here at this little tank thing here. This is where you used to load the milk, and I thought it'd just be better to put it on the side here and then bring the milk tank from the cows area and add it there. And then you'll have water here, and then I added the grain in the middle here, which I thought works a lot better. Looks a lot better than just sticking it over here is where it was. So you'll input wheat, barley, or corn, either one. Not all three, just one or the other. So that's the Purina factory. This is all done, and again, I have not tested this factory, so that's something else I've got to do to just to make sure it works right. And I know it does, because if I go in game and all the displays are working, the factory's going to work. Now there may be, if a trigger was screwed up, then that display for that item will not light up for me. It won't have a 0 on the display. And here's what I'm talking about, guys. Every one of these has a display. You see the little display right here? Well, when I go in game, it should say 0 right there, unless I've got something in there. If it does not say 0, I know this trigger right here is messed up, and it's not going to accept any products. So that's my first clue when I get into a game. I always look at the displays, and if they're working, I'm pretty much wasting my time running stuff over there. I just like to see it work. Okay, let me, hey, I don't think, let's see what else. Okay, good to see you back, fella. Hey, Andy, how you doing, buddy? I just realized that I was scrolled all the way to the top on the chat, so I wasn't seeing anything coming below. I'm so sorry. Let's see. So 6 hours of video today then? Yeah, something like that, Morpheus, absolutely. 6 or 8. And that's not joking. I'm not joking there. Because I want to get this released. My son backlogged me on this. I mean, this should have already been done. And had that not happened, had I been here doing it, this would have been released probably yesterday or definitely this morning. Good to see you, man, and I'm glad your son is up. Yeah, he's perfectly fine. He hasn't gotten any smarter. He's still an idiot, but you know, you can't fix stupid. Ron White taught me that. Let's see. Man, I'm too old for that shit. Let me tell you. You know, going through it as a police officer and seeing people messed up on motorcycle accidents, and I'm working it, and I'm doing the scaling, and I'm doing the measurements, and I'm doing the reports and the pictures, and it's a little different when your own kid's involved, you know? It's like, holy hell. I mean, guys, have you looked at the price of coffins lately? Holy shit, them things are expensive. That's I shouldn't talk like that. But I told my son on the way home, I said, first of all, son, the next time this shit happens, I need a 2 weeks notice if you're going to freaking kill yourself on that damn motorcycle. And I need you to save up for the deposit on that freaking expensive ass coffin. So, at least give me at least the deposit on the damn thing. So, he's like, oh, Dad. Oh, yeah, oh, Dad, hell. That shit's expensive. Okay. How did the product trailer turn out, Pat? I hope. Yeah, we're going to be finishing up the product trailer on here, right in here in just a little while. Hey, Pat, after you release 2.4, can you do some classes on Johnny's editor? Gary, buddy, anything you guys want, man, I can do. You just You just tell me what you guys want to learn, and I don't mind going live and doing a class. I have no problem. But the problem is I don't know what you guys want to learn. So you'd have to tell me, hey, can you focus on this today? And I'll focus just on that and walk you step by step. Well, glad I was able to say hello, but I have to meet. Okay, James, buddy, you drive safe out there, man. Absolutely, Morphus, we can do that. I've never been a moderator before. Hell, as long as I'm above Dean, like I want to be like moderator supervisor 1, something like that. I mean, as long as I'm above Dean, he could be moderator 2 or 3. As long as I'm like the first moderator, I'm good with it. And you can tell Dean I said that. I don't want him above me. Okay, so what I did do yesterday, or late last night, not yesterday, is I went in, and let me change my camera views. Hold on just a second. Go to capture, and let's go to the trailer. Okay. What I did yesterday is all the products to the product trailer have been added. So I've added them to the XML file, and they're here on the trailer. So now all I have to do, and let me show you what I'm talking about. So if I go to product trailer, and I'm going to go down here to fill types, fill planes, and go down here. Now you got to look over on the left hand side of your screen, and you'll see the scene graph. And let me get rid of, well, no, I don't want to get rid of the, I can get rid of the user attributes. See, over on the left hand side you have the scene graph, and I've added yesterday, I added the beneficial, and I'm going to highlight it, and let's just go down here and make them visible. So there's the beneficial on the product trailer. And yes, guys, I've taken the sides off, I've taken the triggers off, all this stuff, so I can see what I'm doing here. So, and this was real easy, because all I do is just, like, I know these bags are the same size as the salt or the sugar, so you just go up and duplicate the sugar. It comes down here, I change it to beneficial, and then I just replace one at a time those pallets, so I don't have to line them up again. They're already lined up. So that's the beneficial. So that's already on the product trailer. So when you load it, you'll be able to see it when you open the back door. Here's the dog chow. We added that. Not we, me. I don't know why I keep saying we. Here's the dog chow. That's all added to the product trailer. And I did the same thing with the brown BD trailer. So there's those. And let's see. Bridget, how you doing, darling? Yes, Morpheus. Morpheus. Yes. This will be the one that, guys, Morpheus, so say thank you to Morpheus. He's going to take this and retexture it for me. And he's going to put the, but I do have, damn it, it's got the version 2.4 on the front. I guess I should have saved it before I did that. Let me work on the DDS file, because I upgraded the DDS file with the version 2.4, but I want to get rid of that 2.4 off the image before you put it on as a texture, because I changed out some pictures of the factory images on that factory farm version 2.2 and all that. I changed out I added Purina, and I added the new Campbell's Soup factory, so, to the pictures. But anyway, there's the dog chow. Let me get rid of that one. Here's cat food, and let's see that one. So, and all I had to do with this one is I duplicated Budweiser, same box, just different texture. Now you can't go in here and say, I'm not going to do it that way. I'm just going to take the Budweiser, duplicate it, and then go in here and just change the texture. Just go up here to Windows and go down to Material Editing and let me just change the texture. Because what it does, it's going to change all the textures on the Budweiser palettes too. It won't just change them here. So if you change the texture to this box, because I got it from Budweiser, they're linked, it's going to change the texture on Budweiser. And the Budweiser Light, because it's all the same box. So I just replace one at a time, and it only replaces the one I'm highlighting. Anyway, that's the cat food. It's on the product trailer. And I also forgot, the last time I thought I added Sugar Smacks or Honey Smacks, but I didn't. I went through here and no Honey Smacks was on here, so I went ahead and added that one yesterday. So we got the new Kellogg cereal of Honey Smacks. So that's on the trailer. And last but not least, we got the hives. Remember the beehives that you take over to the honey mill to make honey. Then here's the beehives. So then we're all stacked and separated, and so, and these are also on, everything I did to this one, I did to the BD. So I was working last night, getting everything together. This is small stuff, but it's time consuming and sometimes very difficult to do. So I wanted to get this part out of the way. So, and I didn't think anybody was going to be too excited watching me just add palettes to the product trailer. So now, because everything is done, and let me check for any errors because I hadn't done that, and just bring up the console. Let me go down because there may be an error. Nope, no errors. Okay, so this one's ready to go. So here's what I do. I've got to add all the stuff that I put invisible. I got to add it back now, so it looks like a trailer. And I know I didn't do anything with the wheels, but the chassis, I don't know. I'm just going to go down here and make sure the invisibles. See that invisible right here, or visibility? See, that was off, so let me put that back on. And there's the sides to the farming, and that's what Morpheus is going to change. He's going to change this whole side. I think he's making the light green here. If I'm not mistaken, he's going to make that blue or black. I think more black than blue. And if you could, Morpheus, you see this back here? No, leave that Maverick 74. I was going to say just change that to Night Cop 34, but no. Leave that like it is. Oh wait, what is this? See out here? Look at that. There's something. So let me go to the bottom. See, I forgot to delete that Sugar Smack palette. See it out there? Now, had I not gotten rid of this when you bought that product trailer, this Sugar Smack palette would be way off in the distance somewhere, following you everywhere you go. So, and somebody, when you're playing multiple player, would probably pass by. Hey, there was a pallet that just shot by my head. So it's very important that you make sure everything is off. I mean, if you don't need it, you better get rid of it, or it will follow you to the map. Wouldn't that have been funny though? Another player just driving down the road, taking some grain somewhere, and here comes a pallet flying by him of Honey Smacks. That would have been great. I should have left it just for effect, you know. Let's see. Did you add the new board to the logistics center yet? The new board. What new board? Jeff, what new board? Oh, no. You just got here. We already talked about that, Jeff. I would love to watch you do that. Love to watch me do what, Jeff? See, I say something, you guys commented on it, and by the time you guys hear it and comment it, 2 minutes have passed. I don't remember what I said 2 minutes ago. Okay. Hey, Dean. Now, Dean, I'm in negotiations with Morpheus right now to be a moderator, but as long as I wanted to be above you. So, like, I'm the manager moderator, you're the assistant manager moderator, okay? As long as I'm above you, we're good. So I just wanted to throw that out there, so no surprises. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm just going through to each one, because I don't remember which ones I turned off. I turn off the same ones every time, but there's so much here. And if you'll look on your left-hand side of the screen, you'll see under attributes there's a box there that says visibility. And all I'm doing is I'm just going from one item to the next to make sure that visibility is still on, because I know I turned off triggers, lights, all that stuff. So I just want to get this back operational. See, that collis is not visible. Now it is. That's not visible. Age before beauty. Correct, Morpheus. Oh, you did? I didn't see it, man. I didn't see your comment above, Dean. And all kidding aside, Morpheus, I don't give a damn where we are in that. If you need us to help you moderate, I can't speak for Dean, but for me, yes, I don't have any problem doing that. Okay, so I'm just going down. This is time-consuming crap, not hard at all. It's just something you got to do. All I'm doing is I'm putting the, since I'm done loading all the products, everything's fine with this. There's no errors to the trailer. I'm just putting it back like it was, so you guys can use it. Because you can't use it without the sides. You can't use it. You see that trigger back here? I had turned that trigger off. So it won't load anything without the triggers. So now they're back on. Support. There's another transform. Yeah, same thing here. Well, don't Steam me. Put it in the inbox. I don't usually have Steam up and running. I'm still trying to learn Steam. The only people that talk to me on Steam is Dean and people from Nick the Hicks crew. Okay, there's that. Let me make sure I don't have anything pressing here. Okay. Alright. Now for the fun part, guys. You see all these, you see where it says fill planes here? This is not fun part. This is the part I hate about messing with these damn trailers. Every one of these products are invisible because I clicked on visibility box to turn them off, so I'd have a empty trailer when I'm loading pallets or aligning them. Everything's turned off, so I got to go through each one and turn them back on, so when you do load them you'll actually see them in the trailer. So here we go. I'm going to bring this up. I'm going to bring this up. Do it how I usually do it. Yay, fun. This is the fun part. Yeah, bullshit. I hate it. Sitting here one at a time, clicking a box. Oh, you know what? Okay. I just did all that for nothing. So let me go back through. I just want to turn the I'm not going to turn everything off, but I do need to take the sides of the trailers off. I think this is it right here. Yeah. Okay. So this is what I need to do. I always check before I release this trailer, because you don't know about GE. All the textures are in the product trailer where it says pallets for trailer, or trailer for pallets. It's all in that folder, but sometimes GE loses the texture, so all the products are, you load them and all you see is a bunch of white boxes. So let me get rid of this hives. Click that out. I just want an empty trailer. Okay. So here's what I have to do to make sure that doesn't happen. I do this with the BD trailer and I do it with the product trailer. if you're doing something like this and you don't double check yourself, you're going to get screwed. You're going to release a version, and then you're going to have floods of messages saying, hey, nothing's showing up in the trailer. What's wrong with the trailer? And you're like, son of a bitch, I didn't check it. So it's easier just to go ahead and take the time to check it. And here's all I do. I just go to that. Okay, the texture's there. I can see the top. I can see the side. It looks good. So I turn that off and I go to the next one. And let's see if the textures are with the lettuce. Yep. And I just go through and make sure that there's not a trailer full of pallets that are lost the textures and they're white now. Now here, since this is new, I want to check to make sure this peanut stayed. Yep. Because last time the peanut changed back to the mushrooms, or the onions. Not the mushrooms, the onions. So that looks good. And I just go through here and I just make sure that the textures are still intact, that GE hasn't lost the path to the texture. Because it happens. Trust me. I know this is boring because it's boring for me, but it's got to be done. See these coffee beans? The coffee beans. I've never, ever, not even once touched the coffee beans pallets on this trailer. I've never added a new texture. I've never done shit with this. But twice I've done what I'm doing now, and these coffee beans, they're all white. So then I have to go find the texture didn't move. I didn't move them. I didn't move the folder. I didn't do anything with the coffee beans. They're just white. So twice I've had to re-import the coffee beans and replace each one at a time. So it's nice to know. I was getting nervous as I got close to coffee beans because it's done it to me twice on this product trailer. Has it the texture's in the exact same spot. Hasn't been moved. Why does that happen? I have no idea. Smoked fish. Then I got to take a vote on the, you know, the crane that's near the pallet factory, and it's over where you sell your wood. If you want to sell wood, there's some orange cranes there. And when I edit this map, for some reason, every third or fourth time I save, the cranes break. So I have to always go in there before I release the map and replace the cranes. That takes a lot of work. You got to import the crane from another map, which is a factory farm map from like version 1.2. I grab that and bring it over and replace it, and then I have to line up the textures and all that shit. So I'm thinking about just removing those cranes. I never use them. I talked to Jeff. He never uses them. I talked to Tom. He said he never uses them. So, I mean, does anybody even use those cranes to take wood off a trailer and put it on the train? I don't know if anybody even does that. Now, we may have done that in 17 or 15. I never did. I can't stand picking up one log at a time. But let me know if you guys still want that crane. If you do, I can go in there and replace it. Oh, is it? Mine is? Mine is slow? Morpheus? Now see, when you're doing this, you must look at that palette too. Just because you just see the texture, I always glance down at this palette. And I learned the hard way on that because, and it's funny, we're at Budweiser. With the Budweiser light, I was going through here and I was like, okay, everything looks good, everything looks good. And then I got into the game and the palette, the brown palette down here was white. in game. I was like, why is that? So then I had to change all those, and just out of curiosity, now I wanted to know what it looked like in the trailer. Did it lose the texture in the trailer? So during that time, I was testing the Budweiser again. So I had some Budweiser pallets, like 4 of them. So I went and got a product trailer. I loaded them, and sure enough, the pallet down here was white. So I had to come back into the product trailer, turn everything off, get to the Budweiser light pallets, and change them. It just, like, what the hell? Because I like to look at what I'm doing. I don't want all the products on so I can't even see if it's changing it right. I want to see. But anyway, that looks good. Oh shit, I forgot to turn it on. Let's just go through here one at a time. Now see, I can't. Okay, see, like that, you can't tell if it's white or not. I can see the pallets aren't, but you want to zoom in. If you can't tell, zoom in and look. You'll be glad you did if you release a version of your map, or you make a change and it's wrong, and everything's white. Now see, these are white, so I always just glance in the top to make sure it's okay. I know I'm just being extra careful, but the first 2 or 3 versions I wasn't careful, and I had so many mistakes and so many problems that could have been avoided had I done what I'm doing now. So I've just learned the hard way. Look, don't release nothing until you've checked. Until you've tested it and you've checked it, don't release. That's why there was so many updates in the very beginning. It was version 1, version 2, 3, version 1.2, 1.4, 1.6. I mean, like within the first week, because I'd made so many mistakes. What the hell is that? Caviar? Oh, okay. Got it. Oh shit, I forgot to. Yeah, me too, George. That's all I use is the autoloader. I've never, even in version 15, FS15 or FS17, I've never used the cranes ever, not once. I went up there in that little cage once just to see what it looked like. I went up the stairs and moved it back and forth. I'm like, God, that would be so difficult trying to grab some logs this way. But I've never used it. Now see, when I get done with this, then I got to go back through each product and turn it back on. So you'll be able to see the products once you get in game. Yeah, I know your thoughts on it, Jeff. I don't like it at all. I like the way it looks. I like that on the map. Because when you drive by there, it looks really cool with the crane hanging, and you know, it just visually it looks okay. I've just never used it. Man, I really appreciate you guys showing up. I know I've been absent for a while. I really appreciate you guys showing up for me. Now, you know, I changed the, in version 2.0, I think it was, I changed the coal, and I put it in the Kingsford bag since it was a Kingsford factory, and I also changed the fire starter to lighter fluid from Kingsford factory, so just to keep it realistic. Mr. President. I appreciate it, Jeff. See, here's the new lighter fluid. I call that the fire starter. Did I change those labels? No, I did not change the labels. Damn it. Okay. And again, always remember to check that palette. You don't want to check the texture on the box and then the palette be white and you keep going. And when you find a problem, you fix it right then. Don't say, okay, I'll come back to that, because you'll forget. Or I do. I'm only speaking for myself. So I'd forget about it and keep going. And then after I release, I was like, oh, holy hell, I didn't fix that damn palette. So I immediately, when I see a problem, I go in and fix it. What now? Oh yeah, that's lights. I just haven't turned them off. That's lights on the trailer. You see right here? They were just the light covers, and that'll go on the trailer. I just haven't turned those off. There's no reason to turn everything off just with what I'm doing. I'm not making changes. I'm just checking textures. Okay, thank you, George. See, George knew. But Bridget, I appreciate you bringing that to my attention. It could have been a pallet way off in there in the distance or something. Guys, and I apologize how boring this shit is. I know it is. I'm surprised 11 people are even watching. But it's something you have to do before you can release a map. Unless you don't have a product trailer. I mean, with this map, I have to have one, so... Oh, here's another one. This damn ocean spray. The cherry on this ocean spray gave me so many problems. Every time I'd come in here, it was white. I'm like, what the hell? It was fine yesterday. I haven't touched it. Come in here today, and it's white. So, I mean, that was back, like, version 2.6 or 8 or whatever it was. This could just be a waste of time, but I'd rather waste the time and just, once I release the map, know for myself that everything's okay with the product trailer and the BD trailer. Because I got to do the same thing with the BD. Did I check that? I don't think I checked the vodka. Okay. It's nice to have that vote of confidence in yourself when you release a map. You know. So when you get a message saying, hey, this isn't working, well, you know you tested that, and it's working. So the player's doing something wrong. For example, I got so many messages, and when I say so many, I'm not trying to exaggerate, probably 4, saying I cannot get the pallets at the Texaco to load. It won't do it. Well, come to find out they're using some mod trailer that they got off of Mod Hut or somewhere. And because it works on this other map, they bring it over to this map and it won't load them. Or I get a message saying, I don't know what's going on, but I can't get the forklift to pick up these pallets. The forklift will not do it at the Texaco. No, it's not going to load. A forklift's not going to load any of the pallets anywhere on the map. Not even the board pallets. I've had a message like that. I can't get the board pallets to pick up with my forklift. It's an auto load. You got to use the BD trailer. You got to use the product trailer. One of the two. If you guys find a mod trailer that works, then great. I don't know Oh shit. Oh shit. You know what I didn't do? You see the Campbell soups? I meant to go in there and swap those out, and I did not do it. Okay. Damn. Okay, so this is the tomato. So here's what I got to do. I got to import the tomato. Let me find the i3D file. Yep. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Because you guys remember, I used Maverick's pallets for the soup because I liked them better, and I don't want you to see one at the factory and then when it loads on the trailer it's a totally different pallet. It'd be like a hell of a magic trick, wouldn't it? So see, these are the new tomato soup, and here's the old ones. So here's what I got to do. Let me go back up here and find the I think it's right here. Yeah. Got to open those. Let's go ahead and get these changed out, guys. And I'll go to the bottom because that top layer, you see how there's a double layer? I don't need that anymore because look, this is a lot taller than those. These are like the Frosted Flake boxes, and this is like the steak boxes. So I know I only need 18 of them on this trailer. So then I got to go into the XML file and change that too. So anyway, that's no big deal. So let's go to the bottom and let's start highlighting these trailers, or these pallets. Okay. So I'm going to take off the top row. And then I can do a replace. So I'm going to go to the second one because the first one's on the other side. I want to see it replace. See, this is the stuff I was saying. You never know what's going to come up. So let me pan out and load that. Jump down here and load this one. Douglas, how you doing, buddy? Hey, welcome to the live stream, man. Tom is back. Wow, Tom, welcome back, buddy. Okay, so now when you replace, you cannot assume, and I'm trying to teach you guys something here, that's all. Learn from all my screw-up mistakes. And most of the mistakes were just, well, the main mistakes was because I didn't know. Until I made that mistake, then I realized, okay, there's a mistake there, how do I fix it? And I either get with Maverick or I figure it out. Most of the time I figure it out. But don't assume just because you replaced it that it's going to line up perfectly. Sometimes the trailer will be buried down, or the pallet will be buried into the trailer, and you look underneath and you'll see it hanging out the bottom. And I've done a whole pallet of a whole trailer of pallets that way. Replaced everything, thinking everything's fine, and then when I went through and was checking to make sure the textures were there, I saw something hanging out the bottom. I looked in every one of them, so I had to go back through, and I could have just fixed that in the beginning and it wouldn't have been such a bad deal. And so you want to make sure that this is not gonna show up in the trailer. You see how this is so close to the edge? Well, how do I know that when I put the white sides back on there, that this bottom of the pallet or the textures is not going to hang outside the panels on the side that says farmers? So I've got to go put, because it's so close, do I move it? I don't know. Let's see first. So I go up here and I look for the, I think it's this one, for the side of the trailer. and I make that visible. I think that's it. Okay, and then I'm going to look to make sure that it's not hanging outside the trailer, and it's not. So that's good, so I don't have to move it. But I've had them hang out. You can see like a little piece of the pallet down here at the bottom. It's like, oh hell. So then I had to move the first one and then get those numbers and line up the whole row to that position. So anyway, that's good. It's not hanging out. So now I can continue to replace. So let's go down to the next. And you can't see my replace window, but I've got a window that pops up that says replace. I load the target pallet, which is the old Campbell soup, the smaller pallet, and then I replace it with, and then I load the bigger pallet and say replace. That's how I replace it. You guys can't see that window. I don't know why it doesn't show you guys that, but it doesn't. Okay, Tom, that's fine, buddy. Hey, Great White, how you doing, buddy? Shit, Douglas, I'm great. I'm 6 or 8 foot above ground, probably 3 foot above ground, because I'm so freaking short. I don't know how many feet I am above ground, but at least I'm above ground. I'm not like pushing dirt or anything. So yeah, it's a great day. Oh wait, I didn't check that other side. Hold on. Let me check the other side. Same thing. You don't want it hanging out. And if it's, as long as it's lined up about the same as the other one, I know it's not gonna, okay, so it looks good. See, there's not much of a gap in between these either, because they're so wide, but that's okay. What I could do is this. You see how there's not much of a gap? Well, this is what you do with that. Let's say if I wanted a gap, I didn't want the trailers to fit so tightly. I can narrow these in, because you're just putting them on a trailer, right? You're not going to jump up in the trailer and measure to make sure they're the same measurements as the pallets that's on the ground that you just loaded. You just want to see the pallets inside the trailer. So I can take this like this and make a gap in between the boxes right here. Oh, that went over pretty far. Yeah, see, that's bleeding into them. So this is what I'm going to have to do. So let me go to the next one, and I'm going to redo that one too, which I should have already done that, but that's okay. So I want it right on that line. So see, now I've got a gap in between these boxes, so when you see it on the trailer, but this is what you have to do. When you make that change, saving it doesn't do anything except saves your work. It is not going to save the scale that I just changed. So I change it, and I go through the problem of changing it, and again, I learned this the hard way. I go through the trouble of rescaling it to get this gap in between the pallets. So when they're on your trailer, it looks more realistic. There's a gap between each pallet. But then you do all this and you go in game and you load something and it's like there's no gap. What happened to the gap? You have to go up here to edit. Up here in the top left, and I don't think you guys can see that. Let me see. Well, if you're in Giants Editor, you have to go to edit, and there's a option in there that's called freeze transformation. Freeze transformation. Say that 10 times real fast and see how many times your tongue flips over upside down and then tries to get back into position so you can say the next word. It's a bitch. So anyway, here, I don't know what's wrong with my damn ashtray. It's not. Okay. So you click on freeze transformation, And for the pallets, never, ever, ever do translate. Always uncheck that box. It's there by default. You just want to check the two bottom boxes, which is scale and preserve instances. And you hit apply and close. Now, this one will stay that way. Now let's do this other one. The first one I did. And I'm going to go to edit. I'm going to go to freeze transformation, and I'm going to, and once I change it, as long as I don't close out GE, it's going to keep the same settings, scale and preserve instance. And now when you go in game, that pallet's going to be the same size that I shaped it. You know what? And I should have looked here too. Damn it. I bet you. Let's see if this is bleeding over to the next one. It is. So I need to bring this in too and put a little gap there. Just a small one. That may be a little too big. I just want it just about like that. So again, I'm going to go up to edit. I'm going to go to freeze transformation, and I'm going to apply and close. So now this palette is going to stay the same. So then what I do is, this is already highlighted. This is the exact way I want that all the palettes to look. So I'm just going to say load this as replace with now. So now when it replaces, for example, I'm going to replace this one next to it because I didn't scale this one going this way, like this. I didn't scale it. So I'm going to load it and I'm going to replace it. And you'll see that it's going to come in as the same size as the other one. Once it pops in there, it'll scale down. So now I'll have that gap between both of them. See that little gap? And that's what I want. I want it to look realistic. And I just had to rescale these pallets so they fit better on the trailer. And you can see the ones behind them. See how much I had to scale? That was a lot. So then I just go to the next one. The one behind the one on the left. And I load that one and replace it. I only have to put the trailer that I want to replace it with in one time. And then just go through and hit replace, replace, replace. I have to get with you on something. Now see, this one did the same thing, guys. And I know I'm harking on this shit, but... And you'll see that gap in between the boxes once I do this fourth one. See, now I've got the gap. And that looks a lot better on the product trailer. So now we can continue. Sorry about that, guys. Now everything will line up perfectly all the way down. All I got to do is highlight and replace. Highlight and replace. Just go straight down the list. And I hope you guys know what I mean. You see the pallets on the left? The really nice red ones? Those are the ones that are on the ground at Campbell's. The last thing you wanted was to see those pallets on the ground. You pull your BD trailer up or your product trailer, and bam, it's going to load these other small Campbell soup cans. That just would not look right to me. I don't want those loading. I want the new ones loading. Did I do this one? Yep. Okay. So let's go to the next one. So you got to change everything. And I got to do the same thing in the BD trailer. And this is something I totally forgot. I should have done this last night, but I didn't think about it. I did see it, but that's one of those instances I said I'll go back because I was doing something with the hives. I was having to I had to take the bottom level off the hives because it has that board that pokes out, and no matter what I did, unless I wanted the hives to float off the ground, I couldn't get that board from going through the bottom of the pallet and sticking out the bottom. So I just had to remove it. And I was in the middle of doing all that when I realized, wait, I gotta change out the Campbell soup pallets too. And I never went back and did it. I am a two-finger type. Oh, yeah, me too. Every now and then my thumb will jump in there and help out, but most of the time, yeah, it's just two fingers. My thumb helps out with that space bar. Yeah, Tom, I have Skype. I never launch it. It's on the computers. I got a Mac over here that I use more than this PC. But yeah, I've got Skype, but shit, I never launch that stupid thing. Jeff saying, man, you need to upgrade, Tom. Get with the times, buddy. Now see, here's where I did something wrong, guys. So learn from my mistakes. I did the pallets and I scaled them the way I wanted to. But what I didn't do before, and I usually do, because there's two more pallet products that are the same size that I'm going to have to change. So I should have got all the scale numbers from the user attributes and copied them and put them on a notepad. That way when I go to the French onion soup, I could just put in the scale numbers and it would go the exact same size. And what I'm talking about is right here on the left on the attributes. See where it says scale X, Y, and Z? Well, when you use freeze transformation and you save it, then it all goes to 1 because it wants to save it as a 1 and it stays that way. Before I did that, I should have went to scale X, hit Control, Shift, and C, and that would copy all 3 of the boxes on the scales. And I could have put that on a notepad, so when I go to the next product, which will be French onion Campbell soup, I could just paste those numbers in there and then hit the freeze transformation. I didn't do that, so now I'm going to have to scale them manually too, but then I'll get the numbers off the next one and use them for the third one. See, that's why I said please don't hold me to releasing this today, because little stuff like this comes up that takes up time when I should be turning on all the products and getting the product trailer and the BD trailer ready to go. I'm doing this. Okay, so this one's done. And always remember to go down here and get rid of the one you imported, because you don't want it following that product trailer around the map. And it's going to cause errors, or well, it wouldn't show an error because the pallet's supposed to be on the trailer, and GE doesn't know exactly where you put it. I could put it right outside the trailer if I wanted to, and let it just follow along. But that would have been wild. Okay, so let me delete this pallet that I brought in. Okay, so the tomatoes are done. So now we're going to go to the French onion. Oh shit, I forgot to turn the, hold on. I got to turn the tomatoes off so I don't see them. And then go to the onions, turn those on. And we got to do the same thing with this. So let's bring in the palette for the French onion. And I did all this yesterday. I mean, I imported, or I made an i3D for each palette that I needed to change, and I forgot to change this one. So here's the French onion. 500. No, Somerset, here I got that just in my wallet. If I can just do that, I don't even need to go to the bank for that. 500,000. What the hell? That's chicken shit money. That's nothing. Let me go get my wallet. I'll just give it to you now. No, you don't, Tom. I'll set up a Zoom meeting. It's called Zoom, Z-O-O-M. I've got Zoom, and it's very, very professional. I can share my screen. You can share your screen. I'll send you the link. You click on the link, and it's going to say, oh, do you want to download? You click on the download, and it will do everything by itself, and you'll end up in the video where I can see you, you can see me. I can share my screen. You can share your screen. It's a great tool. That's what I use to do stuff like that. I'm not messing with Skype or freaking, what is it, Mod or Discord and TeamSpeak, and we just go right into Zoom. Okay, so there's the French onion. But here's what I'm going to do with that. I'm going to bring it closer. Well, no, I'm not. I'm going to go back up to here. Tell you what, let me load the French onion. And then I'll go up to the onions. I only need the first one. Load that and replace. Yeah, TeamViewer is good too. I just like Zoom because it's got a lot more features. It's not more features. It's just more user friendly than TeamViewer. Okay, so let me get over here to the side here. Oh shit, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to take off those bottom palettes, or the top palettes. So let me highlight those, because we don't need those. The top row. Okay, so I went too far. Now let me go in the back and make sure there's not any bottom rows, because I don't want to delete them. Hey, Tom, when we go on that, you don't mind if I record it, do you? I'd like to record it and put it put it on my YouTube in case it could help somebody else. Okay, so let's delete all those. Thank you, Perry. Hey, buddy, how you doing? Guys, look, it's break time, so run to the restroom, grab you a cup of coffee, a beer, a tea, a water, a bottled water, of course. Anything you want to drink, like a Dr. Pepper, hint, hint, Paul, hint, hint, Paul. Anything you want to drink, I'm going to run to the restroom, grab me a cup of coffee, resupply my damn cigarettes. So I'll be right back, guys. Okay guys, I'm back. Okay, so now I've got this one on the palette. I hope everybody's still here with me. Okay, Perry. Man, I'm glad you're here, buddy. But I understand, man, work comes first. Okay, so when I scale this one, so I don't have to do the same thing to the other one, I think that's a little too much. Here, I just want to put it back like it was. Because see, all I want is on that line right there. Okay, and then I'm going to do the front. But see, it's hard to do the front until I have the other one on there. So let's do that. I'm going to put the back one on there first. So let me load that one and swap it. Now I can scale it on to put that small gap in between the two. I think that's about good. Right about there. Now see, that one's over. Yeah, that's good. Right. I just want to line it up right there. Okay, so I'm going to get these scale. Oh shit, it won't let me. Huh. Oh well, that's okay. See, it's grayed out. The scales are grayed out for some reason. I don't know why. I don't want it to look unrealistic on when it loads. So let me. Okay, I'm going to go up here to edit. I'm going to freeze transformation. I'm going to apply it, close it, and I'm good. I'm going to go ahead and save, just in case, because sometimes when you hit that freeze transformation, GE will just close on you. Just close out, and you've lost all that work. And you don't want that. Trust me, I've been there, done that. Okay, so now I can go to the next one, and let's see if I need to scale it some more. Okay, so I need to get this first trailer that I've scaled, and I need to load that to replace with, and then go to the next one, because I want there to be a gap in between the left and right pallet. Gary, tell your daughter I said hello. Let her know I hadn't forgot about her Hershey's factory. Okay, so that does not look right to me. Let's see. I don't see a gap. Yep, and it swapped it over right. So I may not have went over far enough because I don't see a gap here. See, no gap. There's my gap. Okay, so I'm going to go back up to freeze transformation, and remember, you only want to hit the two bottom ones, scale and preserve instances, and then close it, and now we're good. So I'll load this one as a replace, and then I got to replace the rest of them. Oh, okay. That's okay. Call her on her cell and say, hey, Pat said hello. Put down your pen and paper, darling. Pat said hi. Okay, let's look at it now. It might be too big of a gap. No, that looks good. Okay, so now we can continue. And then when you replace, each one of these are going to be froze transformations, so it's not going to swap it back or anything. This is not something I planned to do on this live stream, guys. I thought I'd already done it. No, I didn't think about this at all. I forgot to do it yesterday or last night. Damn it. And now I still have to go into the XML and change the amount of pallets from 36 back to, how many is going to be here? 2, 4, 6, see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Shit, that's hard because there's no gap. Kind of all blended together. I think there's 36 on here, and it's going to be 18 instead of 36. And if I didn't replace that, when you go to load, it'll load all the 18, but then it'll continue to load the other ones. You just won't see them, but they'll be on there. Of course, you only have 100,000 liters, but it's still going to take the time to load the other 18. So you'll be sitting there hearing it load, and like, it's loaded. It's already back to the door. What are you loading? So you got to make sure you change that too. And guys, look, if you guys are getting into GE and you're wanting to learn how to do this and do that and edit this on the map, take it from somebody that's went through the nightmare. It's all about trial and error. Somebody can tell you how to do it and show you how to do it, but until you go in there and actually do it, it's kind of like driving a car. That's what GE's more about. You can get in a car, and I did as a child, my whole childhood. I watched my dad drive from the passenger side for years. I watched him turn the wheel and turn the blinker and put it in gear and do. Did that mean I knew how to drive the car? No. Same thing with GE. I can show you, tell you exactly how to do it. And until you actually get in there hands-on and do it yourself and screw it up and do the errors, and you're not going to learn it. There is no easy way to learn GE. I asked Maverick the first, all you got to do is show me, Maverick, and I'll know how. Well, that was bullshit. He knew better. Nope, just showing you how is not, because your map is going to be different. Your scenery and where you're putting it is different. The way you do your triggers may be different. There's so many things that are going to be different than what I do and what you do, that me just showing you how to do something, your GE may take away your textures, where when I do it, it didn't take away the textures. Now you got another problem that I didn't have. And that's a simple problem, but it could be a major problem. So until you get behind the wheel and actually start driving the car, you're not going to learn how to do it. So just remember that. There's no easy way to learn this shit. It's a bitch. And I still don't know a lot. There's still new things come up like, what the hell? I've never seen that before. I'm sure you guys have heard me say that on these live streams. Shit happened like, what? How did that happen? Because you're dealing with a piece of shit German software from some German idiot that doesn't care about his work, has no pride in what he does, and they just throw this shit together so modders can make the game. That's what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a piece of shit application that they didn't put much money into at all. It's a generic, not user-friendly piece of shit. And I could have said that nicer, but I wouldn't have got that effect. It's a piece of shit software. Trust me. And that's what you're dealing with. And it's unpredictable as hell. Okay. I was just looking at the chat, guys. Oh shit. Okay, so the video's not up. All this time I thought you guys were seeing me too. That's okay. That's right, I switched to the other scene. We are almost done with product number 2, which is the French onion. And then we go on to the cream of mushroom. Yeah, hey Kevin, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, listen to Kevin. He's a smart guy. I don't give a shit what Morpheus says about him. Kevin is a smart guy. So, hit that like button, and also subscribe to my channel, guys. And if you haven't already, hit that little bell so you get an alert every time my smart ass goes live, okay? We have a lot of fun here, a lot of regulars. And, hey guys, we got a new victim, Kevin. Kevin's our new victim. Kevin's our new guest. Hey, Kevin! They won't harass you much when you guys come in here, so it's okay. Hey, I got 17 people watching and only about 4 people chatting. Guys, I really want to know where you're from, who you are, what's your name, all that kind of stuff. We cannot harass you, welcome you, unless you put your name and say, hey, this is me from Netherlands or wherever you're from, and hey, I'm here. And we really would love to harass you, welcome you to the live stream. And Jeff is Tom. Is it Tom? Yeah, Tom's my Walmart greeter, or my live stream greeter, so he will definitely say hello to you. So come on, guys. Put your name and where you're from in the chat. Let's find out who you are. Okay, we got 2 more pallets on this one, and we're done with this one. And don't let me forget to save. I don't want to redo this just because GE closed out when I do the freeze transformation on the next pallet. And then let me go back here and see, I know that back door is going to close right because of the big gap. It's a bigger gap than what I had before, so it's good. Last pallet. Okay, so I'm going to save, and that's this one. Then we'll move on to the cream of mushroom, get that done. And then I got to bring in the BD trailer and do the same thing with the BD trailer. Of course, I may have already done that with the BD. Maybe it was the BD trailer I did it with. Yeah, I did. I already changed these out on the BD trailer. That's why I was thinking it was already done. I'm pretty sure, because I could be wrong. I've slept since then, so you just never know. Oh shit, I forgot to turn. Damn it. Should turn that off. Go to mushrooms, turn those on, and let's swap those out. Okay, so now I go down here and I got to get rid of this French onion palette, delete it off the. And when I'm talking, if you look over the left in the scene graph, you'll see what I'm highlighting and what I'm doing and what I'm talking about. Let's see, Gary, let me read Gary's message here real quick. And listen to Kevin, like I said before. Hit that, smash that like button. Please, give me a thumbs up on the video. It really helps people find it when they're searching for videos about FS17 or, you know, tutorial videos or whatever, it really helps them find these videos in Google and Bing, Yahoo, all that stuff. So, and also in YouTube. And all I was trying to do at first was just up the amount you could put in a trailer. Okay. Now see, I don't, there is a spot in the XML file to change the capacity. But if I go into the Excel file, I can find it. But I don't remember what it's called. It's a long, it's like working with DOS, if you guys remember DOS. Get out of the ducking stool. Yeah, Pat, hello, from Germany. Very good job. Mr. Black, can you please talk to your German friends and tell them to make a freaking Giants editor application that's worth a shit? That would be very nice. And all of us, and I'm speaking for all of us, would add you to our Christmas card list. So talk to those fucking idiots in Germany and tell them to make a goddamn application that's worth a shit that we can edit the maps and make mods on. That would be very nice. Thank you, sir. And like I said, don't forget the Christmas card thing. I wasn't lying about that. We'll all add you. Okay, and welcome, buddy. Welcome. Did you see my reply to your question? Hi, I'm back. Okay. All right, so we're back. So I've got to import the cream of mushrooms. So let's import that. Frosted Flakes, cream of mushroom. Got it. That's why I have these palettes, because I'm real sure I did the BD trailer thing. Them fucking idiots in Germany, they don't know what the fuck they're doing with these applications. And please, Mr. Blackwell, tell them I said that. Tell them I said they're a bunch of dumbasses for giving us something that is a piece of shit. Half-ass application that's slower than freaking Christmas ×2. So anything you can do to support us and help us, because we know you're on our side, Mr. Black, go get in their ass for us. But please repeat what I said to them. Go find Giants Editor, because it's in Germany. Find them and tell them what we said, or what I said, and then tell them to change it. I'm on a roll today, aren't I, guys? Okay, so let's load this one, and let's get rid of the top layer. I promise you guys this, and I'm not talking shit. I go all over the country, you know, talking on stage and, you know, telling people how to be positive and all that shit. So, and the one thing is you can't filter. You can't say one thing and try to mean another. Just say what you mean. That way nobody misunderstands you. So I'm just straightforward. But I go all over the country, and I promise you guys, if that fucking piece of shit Giants Editor was here in the United States, my little ass would already been banging on their fucking door wanting to talk to the creator of this application. And I would be telling him, you are a fucking piece of shit for releasing something this bad. You have no pride in what you do. So now we're all going to rely on Mr. Black to relay that message for us. Thank you, Mr. Black. We appreciate you. You have our support. I would have been banging on their door. Have you lost your fucking mind? What the hell application is this? Security would have had to escort me out. I'm not talking shit. I mean. I swear to God, I mean what I'm telling you. I wish they were in the United States. Come on. What the hell? See, this is the kind of shit I'm talking about. Nobody fucking clicked on that. Jesus Christ. It's hard enough doing what you're doing, but then it just... If there is a light bulb around, this freaking application will highlight it before it highlights anything else. It's crazy. But anyway. Okay, so let's change this out. I already got rid of all the top layers, I think. I was running my mouth, so I don't remember. Yeah, I did. Okay, good. Alright. So let's change that. When can you download the map? Mr. Black, I'm hoping to get done with this one today. I want to release this today, but again, no promises. What I'm doing right now wasn't a plan when I came on live. I was just going to turn on everything in the BD trailer, in the product trailer. I was going to do some little adjustments. I was going to replace the crane, and this should have been ready to go. But now I'm having to mess with all this stuff. So there we go. It is what it is. Okay, so let's adjust this. Make this fit right. Oh shit, I gotta have that. No, I don't. You put that back. Say. Let's put it right there and see what happens. So I'm going to go up here to, oh, yeah, I did save. Okay, good. Freeze transformation. I'm going to apply, close, and I'm going to load this to replace with now. And let's go to the one behind it because I want to see what the gap is. Jim Cornette. The Cornette sounds familiar. I wouldn't, if we are, I wouldn't say friends, I'd say acquaintances. But no, I don't, the Cornette sounds very familiar. I don't remember the Jim Cornette though. But that don't mean nothing. Why do you ask? Yeah, that's right. Thank you, Jeff. Yeah, I'd already mentioned that. I know I got to do that. Okay, so let's see what kind of gap we have. I want a small gap anyway. And I don't see it. Yeah, there's a small gap. Okay, good. And this should be fine. So we're good. Okay. Let's see. Here we go. We're talking about wrestling again. Hold on just a minute, guys. Okay. So let's load this one and replace. See, we've taken up 2 hours just to do stuff like this. It's crazy. Okay. This is just repeat, repeat, repeat. You're just highlighting to replace, highlighting to replace. But what you don't want to do, guys, never, ever, ever go in here, highlight a palette, load the one you want to replace it with, and then click on the replace all. Because what that's going to do is replace every palette on this product trailer with Campbell Soups or whatever you're trying to replace. It won't just replace all of these, it will replace every palette you've got. And if you accidentally save, you got to go through each product and put that palette back like it was, just because you hit the wrong button. I did that on the map with Ocean Spray. I'm like, holy hell, it replaced every palette on the map with Ocean Spray palette. Cherry Oceans, yeah, it was the orange Ocean Spray, I think it was. And I had to go to each factory and do this and replace, put every palette back like it was. The only time you want to replace all is if you've got a product, like if I brought in the visibility nodes and I just wanted to replace the texture, or not the texture, all the palettes, I can just click on replace all, because it's only going to replace everything that's in GE. So if it's the only thing in GE, then you can. Now this is the only thing in GE, but you got to remember there's how many other palettes on this trailer. So if you click on replace all, you're telling it to replace every palette on the trailer to Campbell's. Yeah, you're going to have to start a new game with version 2.4. There's no way around it. You lose all your trees, and I don't even know what else you're going to lose. I just noticed when I brought up my 2 saved games, all my trees are gone in the map. Now there's some trees, them are the ones that I've placed there, but the original trees that outlined the railroad tracks and all that, they're gone. So if those are gone, what else is gone on the map? I didn't go around and inspect, but you're going to be missing a lot of other stuff, not just those trees. So yeah, start a new game with version 2.4. I thought my little trick on my tutorial, putting the GDN folder files in your old save game, would work for everything, but for some reason it's not working now. Well, it does work, but I've changed something in version 2.4 where it's not going to work. You're going to lose all the trees, and I can go into GE and all the trees are there, but I go in game and they're all gone. So I don't know. Yes, Mike, I am. Morphus is going to retexture it for me, just to save me some time. So to say thank you to Morpheus, because that's not an easy. Well, it is. You know, replacing textures and all, that's not too bad. Okay, so I'm going to save right here, and that should be it for the Campbell Soup. So now they're going to match what you see on the ground. Okay, so we know we got the mushrooms now, and or the mushroom soup. So let's go and let's continue what we were doing. Let's go to the bacon. Remember, I was just looking at textures. So I can turn these on. Let me bring these back to the top, right there. Go right here. Okay, so that's good. Go to steak. Okay, Ben, buddy, I appreciate you showing up, buddy. Really. You have a great day and drive safe if you're going anywhere. Now see, guys, here's what the rabbits look like. You remember I told you they were in a, no, I'm sorry, that's the rabbit meat. Never mind. Let me get down to the fat rabbits and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Yeah, here they are. These are the fat rabbits, and that's what they're in. They're in these little, it's got the holes in them up top. And you have to use the BD trailer or the product trailer to get them. You can't use the animal trailer or the animal transport trailer to go pick up the fat rabbits and the fat chickens. They're in a pallet form. Shit, I should have left it. And then the fat chickens are in the same kind of pallet. It's just got a chicken on the front. See all the holes? There's chickens in there. So don't try to use the animal trailer to transport the fat chickens and the fat rabbits. I've gotten messages like that saying, I've done everything I can, and these fat chickens and the fat rabbits, they will not load on this trailer. And then after a few questions, I realized, oh, you're using the animal trailer. No, it's not going to load. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it, buddy. I wasn't even looking at the time. Now see, here's what I'm talking about these hives. I had to get rid of that bottom one because it had that piece of wood coming out the side and it would hang out the bottom of this trailer. Same thing with the BD trailer. But you won't be able to notice it. You're just going to load it on the trailer so you'll see the hives. but I had to end up taking that bottom part out and making them a little shorter. Okay, so I'm going to save it. And now I should have enough time, maybe not, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do. When it gets through saving, I'm going to go in and turn everything back on and put everything back like it was. So let's go up here to the top and put the sides on. Well, here, I don't even have to put the sides on yet. That way you can kind of see what's going to happen. So then I just go to cauliflower, and let's start stacking them. Turning them all on. And let me kind of pan out a little bit, because this is what you see. Every product on the map will be on this trailer, but you won't see it until you go to load the product. But now we know every pallet has the right texture. I just want to make sure I didn't skip bread. Okay, good. I'm just double checking myself. Okay. Let me check, I'm getting some notes. Okay. We are almost done. As soon as I get done with this, I'll end this live stream and start up a new one. Because I'm at the 2-hour mark. I like to keep them within 2 hours. Of course, that don't always happen, but most of the time I try to do it. Yeah, I'm almost done, Mike, and I'll end this. Go ahead and end this live stream. Yeah, send that nurse over to Dean, Jeff. That nurse you had the other day, that was flirting with you. Send him to Dean. Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate it, buddy. Almost done. And last one, guys. And that should do it. So I'm going to save here. Okay, guys, I've got to run to the store real quick. Just right down the street. I'll be right back. As soon as I get back, I'm going to hit the live stream. I'm going to set everything up before I leave. But give me about, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes, and I'll be right back, guys. I just got to run down the cigarette, or got to run down to the store, get some cigarettes, and get something to drink, like iced tea or something for tonight, and I will be back. So this is saved. I'm going to go ahead and end this broadcast here. Let me get over here to the, let me change camera view so you guys can see me. Guys, I really appreciate you showing up. I'll be right back. And also, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and hit the bell button so you'll get an alert when I come back live. Also, like the video, please. If you're here watching, like that video, and I will return. I'll be back shortly, guys.